So I am Sarah, and I am not a prepper, but I am prepared. For some reason, people like to give preppers a bad rap, like there's something wrong with them, like they've got tinfoil hats, but really, prepping is more about making sure that you have food and supplies in case of any kind of disaster, not just a zombie apocalypse. I think COVID helped people realize that we should have food on hand, because what if there's another crazy lockdown and you can't get to the shops to get your weekly groceries? We've got 100 acres in South Texas, and it has always been agreed that yes, it would be the bug out shelter in case anything happened, whether that was, zombies, or if there was just like another political shutdown, like a few years ago when we had one and they stopped people's cards and people fucking lost their minds in Walmart. It wasn't pretty. And we lived on a yacht in South Florida for a while, and it became important to always have food on hand, especially in case of hurricanes, or like when we lived in Key West and we didn't have a car, it was just a pain in the ass to get an Uber to the grocery store. Now, our property in Texas is just over 100 acres, and it's landlocked by another property, and it takes 20 minutes just to get to the farm to market road, which is then at least another 20 minutes to the local tiny grocery store. It's over half an hour to a real grocery store. And because you can't just pop out to grab a cup of milk or some sugar, I am prepared. Now, this year is also an election year, and we all know that supply chains kind of go a little awry during election years. All kinds of weird shit happens. We also have like shipping canals in the Gulf that are being destroyed. So you never know when you're just not going to be able to get food or toilet paper or any other kind of thing that you might need. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be this prepped. I mean, this is a lot. We are on a property out in the middle of nowhere, and yes, I am very prepared. But that doesn't mean that even in your tiny New York City or Sydney or Tokyo apartment that you can't also be prepared. Like, I've got a ton of freeze-dried food, which at first does look kind of expensive, but then when we were on the boat and our fridge kept dying, and we were losing groceries, and that was expensive, especially when we had to add in the trip to the store. And so these, I literally just take out the tiny amount that I need for a recipe, and I don't have to buy a whole zucchini if I only want a quarter of one for a stir fry. So in the end, it's actually more economical with the freeze-dried stuff than it is with fresh. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love fresh vegetables, and I grow some here, but I will go to the store and absolutely fill up an entire cart just with fresh vegetables. But these, when I need them, substitute perfectly. Now, during COVID, when you couldn't get a lot of things, my husband ordered like boxes and boxes of pasta on Amazon, and you had to buy a box at a time. You couldn't get like one or two little boxes. I'm talking like the carton that had like 30 packs. So we've got probably like a 5-year supply of pasta. And yes, I know the Italians don't like this brand, but you know what? When shit hits the fan, it works. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to buy an entire carton of pasta to be prepared. But each time you go to the grocery store, I mean, a packet of pasta, you can find it on sale for 99 cents. So if each time you go to the grocery store, you buy a pack of pasta for 99 cents, that's not a huge add to your bill, but you can stockpile it. Now, don't forget to rotate through it and buy things like, if you don't like pasta, buy rice. Rice is also cheap, but you can rotate through it. Like, you don't have to leave it sitting on your shelf for 5 years, but if each time you buy a little piece extra, you will eventually have a store, and then like when something happens, you have got a supply that will last you for several weeks or months. We've got every kind of rice imaginable. Teddy apparently likes the smell of it. Teddy, can you move please? Thank you, buddy. So we've got dry rice. We've got basmati and jasmine because that's what I like. I've got arborio rice. Yes, it smells delicious. And then we've also got these, which are 90-second microwave rices, which when you're just feeling lazy and you don't want to deal with stuff, this is great. Now, here's a hot tip about rice. Yes, everyone likes to shit on white rice because it's carby, but brown rice, as delicious as it is, only has a 1-year shelf life, whereas white rice is pretty much indefinite. Thank you, buddy. Now, I like to grow my own potatoes because they are honestly so fucking easy to grow. Like, you legit just take a potato, you get one that has the little sprouty bits on that you don't like, stick it in some dirt, and 2 months later you've got like 6 or 7 potatoes. So it is legit. You can do it on a balcony, you can do it on your kitchen, you can do it anywhere. It is the easiest thing. Remember the Martian? He grew potatoes and that's how he survived. But if you don't always want regular potatoes, these are always on sale in your supermarket. I mean, you can find these sometimes for 50 cents a pack, and it'll easily serve 2 people. So next time you're at the grocery store and these are on sale, grab 2 or 3 or 4 packs. It's an extra couple bucks. And then when you're feeling lazy and you don't really want to make real potatoes, you can make these. But also, when shit hits the fan, you're gonna have these stacked up and it'll easily fill you up. Now, my husband hates tuna, like just hates it, and I love it. Like, give me tuna casserole any day, he won't eat it. But if you find these, and you can find them like on the big packs, always on sale. But otherwise, these couple bucks, buy an extra couple each shop, every second shop, buy an extra couple, especially when they're on sale, and you will always have sandwiches, or you can make tuna casserole because you've got all of the spaghetti, and then you've got a nutritious meal. It might be carby, but that's fine. Like, you're surviving, and who knows what shit's going down. You're gonna need the protein and the goodness that is in tuna. Now, these are all different flavors of beans, and beans are the best protein you can get, like even more so than meat. So even if you're a meat eater, people love beans. If you're a vegetarian, these are the bomb. And I have literally packets of them because this is the yummiest brand on earth. Unfortunately, the CEO died, and so we bought every pack we could possibly find on the internet. But I love beans, and the best thing about this is they're freeze-dried, and it's a Ziploc top. So, and it doesn't have to be this brand. There's so many brands now that make the freeze-dried beans of like any flavor. And legit, all you have to do is take out as much as you want. So if you want 1 cup for you, or you've got 4 people, so you make a bigger serve, and you just add hot water and you let it sit and you stir it up and it's done. Like, it is the easiest thing. Like, you can take these camping, you can have them in your house. Now, I could legit eat these beans every fucking day, and you've got rice and beans and you're set. There's your amino acids, and they're cheap. Like, beans are so cheap, it is a great addition to always have. Like, you don't hear Mexicans like complaining about a cost of living crisis right now, do you? No, because they're eating rice and beans, which are incredibly cheap, and they're nutritious, and they're set. Okay, so maybe I am a true prepper because every prepper has these, but we only have like 3 cases. And then these ones down here are they're actually individual camping meals that you buy like at the backpacker store, and they are fucking delicious. And when I don't feel like cooking, but also like there's no Uber Eats out here, I like add hot water and I've got like a restaurant quality meal that took me 15 minutes, and it was literally just add water, and they're delicious. They're not cheap. They are probably the same price as if you got takeaway from a store, but they're handy to have, especially if shit's going down and you don't know what's going on, or you're just feeling lazy and you don't have to tip, you don't have to pay an Uber driver. So really, it probably is cheaper than if you ordered in, maybe about the same price as if you went to a store and got takeaway. Don't bother with these. MREs are truly fucking disgusting. There's a reason that Andrew Zimmern, who will eat anything, says that that is like the one thing he won't eat. And if you find them on sale, it's probably because they're already expired and gross, and you don't want them at that point. You definitely don't want them. I mean, they're good if you're in Boy Scouts or whatever and you want to go camping, and because it comes with its own heat packet, and there's snacks in there, like there's always crackers and a drink and a coffee and all that kind of stuff. But really, they're not worth it. Don't do it. Stick with one of these. These ones are good. These ones are fucking excellent. Not this particular flavor, but there's a curry chicken one that I would shoot people for. I mean, it is delicious. The problem with these is like the other ones are for, well, 2 skinny people, 1 fat person. That these ones are designed for, like, it says that it's like 64 meals, but really it's like 1 giant pack, and you could feed 4 to 6 people with the 1 pack. So this is like a family pack, and if you are a single person or just a couple, these are not that convenient, so I do not recommend these. Also, the milk in this was like weird, like, you know, American creamer shit that's not real milk. It was that. Like, don't get that. These are my favorites. Like, okay, like, people are gonna complain that they're not that nutritious, but like, I get these for 99 cents a pack at the local shitty supermarket, and you can do so much with these. I mean, it's not just potatoes. You can throw in any of like these freeze-dried vegetables and fruits, or like you take some ground beef or whatever and you throw it in there, and it's like a casserole. It's an entire meal in a 1-pot dish. I mean, it is the ultimate lazy girl hack. I mean, it should be illegal, but I love these. Like, anytime I see these on sale, I will buy a whole stack of them because I know I will use them. I will rotate them, and they are so simple, and my husband loves it when I do this. I just put like a whole bunch of like peas and carrots and meat and all kinds of stuff in there. It works out so good. Somehow we ended up with just like a year's supply or more of breadcrumbs, and it's fine because, like, you know, maybe you've got schnitzel or you want to do things, or you can take all that tuna salad and mix it with the breadcrumbs and make patties, and then you've got something else to eat, and you can always make something different. So, I mean, I don't need that many, but I'm not angry about it. My godparents are from Sicily and Calabria, so when I eat pasta, I prefer tomatoes, and so we have literally just a fuck ton of tomatoes because that's my jam. And you can always find tomatoes on sale at any kind of supermarket or Walmart, so buy an extra couple packs, you know, an extra couple tins whenever they're on sale, and put them in your rotation. You should always have snacks and drinks, whatever your jam is for drinks. We don't drink a lot of soda. We have a soda stream, which makes it so much easier out here, but I do love coconut water. I've got some wasabi snacks. There's some gross corn nuts over there. Those are my husband's. And we've always got like popcorn because you can always find that on sale. You can have a whole bunch of it. And, you know, anytime you're watching a movie, you can pull out some popcorn. Now, I do have a little tiny travel Berkey. It's like the one that makes a liter at a time. But we do buy these because, you know, I don't like just the tiny bottles of water. And these I can put inside. I've got, actually, it's an electric spout that goes on there. So you can just click a button and it goes bzzz, and the water comes out. And you always want to have spare water on hand because, like, you never know, like, if the power goes out or the water goes out or there's a flood or, like, just your water's contaminated. And, like, we've got a well on property, which I do filter. I drink that a lot, but we've always got water. And it's cheap, and you're recycling bottles, so you don't have to feel bad about it. And if you don't want to do this, just always keep a rotation of a few bottles of water on hand, just in case. So my husband used to travel full time, and back when they had shampoos and conditioners in hotels, he would always bring them home, and I will never, ever, ever need to buy shampoo or conditioner because I have literally like a 10-year supply of the little baby bottles of them. So yeah, this is probably definitely more than any person needs in a city situation, but we are out in the country. We are at least an hour from a decent supermarket, so I am prepared. But it's very easy. Even if you live in a small, tiny apartment, you can take 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things a week that are on sale. Always get them on sale. Like, there's no reason to pay full price. There's always something different every week on sale, and grab 2 or 3 extra items and take the space under your bed. Take an unused closet. Like, you can make a prepper pack, but the best thing is just to keep them in rotation in your pantry if you have the space for it, and just always rotate them. That way they're always fresh. But just buy that extra couple things, and it'll cost you an extra $5-10 a week at the grocery store, but you're slowly going to build up that supply so that if something happens, if the election causes chaos, or if there's like a disruption in the supply chain, or we have another fucking lockdown and you cannot get to the supermarket, you've got what you need for at least an extra couple weeks until you can work out what's going on. Also, if you've got one of these, don't forget to buy maybe an extra couple bags of food for them, because they want to eat too.